Hello, everybody. Joe Bagnones here, and welcome back for another episode of Full Metal Demon Muramasa. This one's going to be coming up pretty late in the evening for you guys. Well, assuming you're in a American time zone, or well, I suppose if you're in a European time zone, it's going to be going up very late for you. But yeah, not much I could do about that. I'd planned to record after I got home from work earlier this afternoon. As I bitched and moaned last episode, I'm on the night shift. Well, was on the night shift for this weekend. It was only the 2 days, and the first day I didn't even go in because I misinterpreted the schedule. So, but nothing bad happened. Nothing was going on all weekend, so they didn't even need me. So they didn't even bother looking for me. So that's cool. And you know, I don't want to say concerning, but it's like, man, you didn't even wonder where I was, like when I didn't show up. That kind of stings. But no, it's fine. But dude, I'm so fucking tired because my normal schedule, it's like 3 to midnight, 3 p.m. to midnight, just about. But this is night shift schedule. It's the weekend schedule. It's midnight to noon. So essentially, I was going into work when normally I would get off work and go home and go to sleep. So I'm exhausted as fuck. Around like 10 in the morning, it was clear, nothing was going to happen for the rest of the shift. So I just went into my office, fucking turned off the lights, got in the big comfy chair, and reclined back and kicked my feet up on the desk and just put my hat over my eyes and just for like an hour. Drove home. Thank thank God I made it home. Good thing I didn't hit any red lights, or else I might have just fallen asleep at the wheel. It wasn't that bad, but I was exhausted. So went home, went to bed, only slept for like 5 hours. That's, I guess, because my circadian rhythm hasn't flipped yet. It's like, okay, it's like late afternoon, time to get the fuck out of bed, lazy bones. I'm like, no, I want to sleep some more, but I couldn't. So I woke up, ate some food, hoping that would make me like get some energy in me and if fuel me, because right now it's a struggle. It didn't work. So now I've made some coffee and I have yet to take a single sip. Let's take one now. Yep. That's Wawa blend coffee. Will it be enough to get my engine up and running? Time will tell. If I'm gonna take a guess, probably not. Anyway, yeah, what happened last time? We're being recruited by GHQ to essentially overthrow Rokuhara. It's gonna be a blast. I'm sure nothing is gonna go sideways whatsoever. Just completely, I guess, decapitation strike at the highest echelons of government. I don't know if they're actually going for God, what's the shogunate parent, Kuniuji? If we're going to be taking out him, or we're just going for the generals. If that's even something we'll be able to do. It sounds like we're going to be using the fucking nuke. But yeah, let's hop on in there and find out. November 29th, 41st year of Koryu, 1940, 2600 years since Yamato's founding. Historical founding or like mythological founding? 0622.
開民改弁改脱パン
Yep. Wake up, fucking have some coffee, smoke a cigarette, take a shit, get the fucking day started. That was my breakfast this morning. Because I didn't want to leave work to go anywhere. And there was nothing in the snack bar because it's the weekend and it hasn't been restocked yet. They usually restock it on Monday. Fucking just made a big cup of coffee, went outside, fucking smoked a couple bowls from my pipe. Tobacco, of course. And then took a nap. The best kind of morning.
僕は二度とパンツを履いてこの部屋に戻ることはない
Also, like,
そうあってほしいものだ
caffeine and tobacco, it doesn't make me take a shit. You know, there's people like, oh, I have 2 sips of coffee and then I'm fucking pooping my pants in the morning. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, are you a child with like no control of your bodily functions?
閣下、作戦参加将校全員集合いたしました。
ご苦労。では、キャノン中佐。
はい。これよりゴールデンドーン作戦の最終確認を行う。
Oh, 700. Every morning at precisely the same time, the guard delivers my breakfast. Today, it comes with a secret message. I take the milk carton, a novelty in Yamato, and with a plastic knife, slice it open. Takes no time to locate a piece of waterproof paper inside. I shake it dry, then fold it to read. Are you That's a dumb question. Well, actually, no. If, I was gonna say, oh, he's Japanese. Of course he's fucking, not lactose, I mean, he is lactose intolerant. But he comes from, like, Dutch ancestry, so there's a chance, you know. Our boy Kageyaki here is, you know, he can fucking handle his dairy. We don't know and probably never will, however. Unless it comes up later. It's like, man, this guy, he can really handle his cheese. Oh, darling, how can they keep us apart? If only we could go back to those days when we lived in peace before the age of man. Then we would need no words to show our love for each other. Yeah, we can tell who this is from.
すべて予定通り。
By which she means both GHQs and our own. Having deciphered the coded message, I flip the paper over and pen the code for received and understood.
あの話はなかったことにしようと。
All that's left is to return the paper to the carton and let the guard collect it with the tray. According to the schedule, I have 45 minutes before the next phase. 0730. Oh, that's something. Yeah, turn off the giant fucking kaleidoscopic maelstrom. Oh, 740. Well, that's probably something that's going to get brought up in Chachamaru's route eventually.
俺の運より女王陛下の運の月を祈ってくれませんかね。その方が効き目はありそうだ。
祈るよ。アワアメリカ2億の同胞と共にな。
Only 200 million? Gotta get those population numbers up. Well, I guess it's still the 40s. They haven't had the baby boom yet. Did you even read any lines there, Saya? I believe the ship is about to take off. I feel it. This is it then. The plan calls for them to make a drop at approximately 0800 hours. In 20 minutes, it'll all be over. Yes, mistress. One way or another. One way or another, Sayo. I'm being honest. I don't see much difference in the end. But we're here. We might as well win the damn thing. A point of pride, he called it? That's right. A point of pride. Fragile, meaningless, no use at all. But what good is a nation if it cannot give its people even that? None whatsoever, I'd wager. And there we have it. Still, yes, Sayo? Do you think we could have picked somewhere to hide other than inside the helium balloon? This business of drawing letters on each other's back is getting tiresome. Would you rather have ridden outside? 0745. Oh, that's how they were doing it. They're stowaways, and they're communicating by instead of talking, you know, drawing out the symbols on each other's back for their words. 0745. It's team building exercise. You do it a lot at team building conferences. They fucking suck. I hate them. Those are the worst days where it's like, oh yeah, we have some people in from blah 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 blah. gonna talk about, you know, cooperation in the workplace, da da da. And it's like, ugh. 5 minutes have passed since takeoff. Time to make my move.
Muramasa.
Mido,
Hey, they let you out of your cage? When I hear Muramasa's voice for the first time in days, I know that Captain Otori is following the plan.
すぐに動ける状態にあるか。
ええ、もう閉じ込められてはいないから。それで、ついさっきまで私を忌々しい箱に押し込めてくれていたあの女を噛み殺してやる必要はないって話だけど。
For the time being.
大義から事の説明を受けたのか。
聞いたのはそこまでよ。あとはあなたに聞けって。
よし、ここまで来られるな。
By the texture of her transmissions, I sense that Muramasa is approximately 300 meters away. It is a considerable distance to traverse undetected, though with Muramasa's stealth capabilities.
当たり前よ。ここ数日間の船寿司扱いでたまりにたまったこの鬱屈、今晴らさないでいつ晴らすかっての。
I suppose that's fair.
Hell's Agent!
What?
親愛なる隣人よ。
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
先生した。
それは良かったと言っておくな。
The sounds of a dozen or so men racing down the hallway tells me that there's no more time for chatter. My first order of business is to ensure that I remain ignorant of the fate awaiting prisoners who fail to escape.
鬼に会うては鬼を切る。仏に会うては仏を切る。剣の断り、ここにあり。
I burst from my cell and take to the sky. Transition from captivity to freedom is jarring. As my prison falls away beneath me, I feed heat to my engine, boosting my speed. The Dragoons on patrol, diligent though they may be, will not be prepared for a target suddenly appearing inside the base. I should have no trouble breaking through, provided I waste no time.
それでミド、結局何がどうなったの？
We're about to topple Rokuhara, or unless, you know, Kaine has a different plan and we're like doing our own thing inside their plan?
Oh.
Now that we're out of immediate danger, I suppose I should explain, if concisely. Yep, that's exactly what those words said. It cannot hurt to remind myself how we got here either. Yeah, we did kind of do a time skip of like several weeks. I begin.
11月29日午前7時45分。ここ横浜基地からエアシップが一隻。
Now, when you say airship, do you mean like a fucking dirigible or like an aeroplane?
この予定はすでに幕府へ通達がされていますから迎撃されることはありません。もちろん万一の空襲に備えて警戒態勢は敷かれるでしょうが。
飛行艦の方は
ビッガースメイフライマーク 4C。飛行艦の中では快速ですが、その分小型です。
収容可能な竜騎兵はせいぜい20機。
Okay, so they're definitely doing the kind of scrap concept of like having flying aircraft carriers. There was a time when, you know, they tested that out using like blimps and well, I guess zeppelins. Oh God, what's the difference? A zeppelin has a rigid structure, like internal like superstructure, like ribs, and a blimp doesn't. I'm pretty sure that's the difference. Don't quote me on that, but I'm like 80% sure that's the difference.
これは自明の理です。六原の警戒は形ばかりになるでしょう。
ええ、おそらくは。当日不堕落には翌日に大正領宣言式典を控えて幕閣首脳が参集しているはずですから、
they wouldn't dare try anything, you know, just keep an eye on it.
あくまで形式の域は出ないでしょうね。訓練飛行を装って要人暗殺、おは拉致コースなんて 子供騙しにも程がありますし。
同感です。
Even assuming the air patrols let the ship waltz by, every person of importance will have at least a company of Musha guarding them. 20 dragoons simply isn't enough to accomplish any conceivable mission. And that is why, when the airship appears on their radar, Rokuharu will not take the unwarranted, and ultimately correct, step of blowing it out of the sky. It will watch, stifling yawns, as it approaches their airspace.
横浜から不堕落城までは約20キロ。ビッカース級の巡航速度で30分もあれば到達できる計算です。
Okay.
しかしそれは直進した場合です。対六原の注意を最大限減らすため飛行艦は迂回路を取るのではありますまいか。
Hey, no, you don't want to make a beeline. Well, unless your flight plan has you making a beeline, then follow your flight plan.
それがそうもいかないらしくて、問題の爆弾の安
Oh,
全性
don't
に
want to
関して
rattle it
は
around?
キャノン中佐も完全な信頼を持てずにいるご様子なのです。作戦所要時間は短縮したいお考え。
なるほど。ではそうする一方、爆撃に竜騎兵ではなく、わざわざ足の鈍い飛行艦を用いる。
It sounds like if it is like an atomic bomb equivalent, it's probably too big for a Dragoon to carry, and also it would make them extremely fucking conspicuous.
同じ理由ですね。なるたけ安定した環境で爆弾を運用したいと。無意味なところで暴発させて鎌倉市民に特大の花火をプレゼントしても仕方ありません。不堕落城と数十万の軍兵を一撃で滅却するために用意された爆弾なんですから。まだ信じられませんか？
Yeah, you know, it's the 40s. WMDs don't really exist yet.
なかなかにわかには。
To that extent, anyway.
フォージドボー。人間大の重量規模で TNT 火薬1万トン相当の爆破力。
冗談にしか聞こえませんね。
はい。
My response is humorless. This is no laughing matter, as the captain, I'm sure, is aware.
一体どういう原理でそんなとんでも兵器が実現したのかまでは調べがつきませんでした。ただ、昨日今日の発明ではなく、かなり長期にわたって研究がされていたようで、そもそもの発端は、
I guess it makes sense too that
爆弾の
if
素材となる物質の発見な
in
の
this
だ。
timeline, fucking Britain has already conquered Germany and the US, that would greatly expedite the nuclear science programs. So, you know, having an atomic bomb a couple years early tracks.
彼は
インド北西部のバウンド・オブ・ザ・デッドで発掘したそうです。そのプルートニアノアと名付けた重金属を。
Yeah, it's crunchy, you know. Sour, but equally sweet.
まあ、言われはともかく、鉄塔鉄尾、ただひたすらに迷惑千番極まる代物がヤマトに持ち込まれてしまっていることは事実です。
Yeah, it's kind of spooky, huh?
それとも影明様？暇を持て余した私が影明様をからかって
You
笑
know,
い
I've
た
been
め
in
に
close
一芝居打って
proximity
い
to
るとお
some
考え
nukes
に
before,
な
and
る。
it's kind of it's kind of weird feeling. You know, not like actually feeling, but like mental feeling. It's like, yep, if that thing, you know, whatever reason, you know, fucking, I don't know, some solar flare, you know, stray fucking like electrons go flying through the stratosphere and hit that thing in the right way. It's like instead of, you know, affecting a fucking Super Mario 64 speedrun, it for some reason detonates it. It's like, that's it, baby.
それはそれで
Never seen it though.
ご
You're
くスムー
not
ズに
allowed
納
anywhere
得が
fucking
可能
near
なのですが
anything carrying that. They have their own security teams that go with them. It's a pain in the butt, honestly. I had to troubleshoot some problems on one, but the security people wouldn't let me on the jet. I'm like, well, I need to fucking go up there and, you know, do my thing. And they're like, nope, can't let you on. So I'm like, fine, get me the FCC flying with this thing. I talked to him and we're like, okay, just toss me out like a comm cord cable out the window from the cockpit, and I'll like over the phone troubleshoot with you and tell you what to hit and all that shit. Good times. Experience has taught me well.
狼少年の悲哀。
置いておきましょう。して態度、具体的な爆撃手順については掴んでおいでですか？
推測混じりになりますが、
お願いします。
想定されている爆弾の破壊規模から考えて、飛行艦が実際の投下まで行うとは思えません。
You know, I doubt a Zeppelin would be able to get out of the blast radius in time.
低高度で投下すれば爆発に巻き込まれます。といって高高度からの投下では命中精度に信頼を置けません。
確かに。
最終的にはやはりドラグーンを頼ることになるでしょう。それも足の速いかつ不堕落の防空隊に捕捉されない能力を備えた機体。
You just gonna like fucking lob the thing? Like, go fast, you start making a sharp climb and then release and kind of let momentum just woo fucking throw it in an arc? Or you just send in one guy in on the suicide mission.
ST-109 ステルスドラコが初の実戦投入という運びになるのではありませんかしら。軍事史的にいろいろと意味の大きな作戦になって結構ですこと。
完成していたのですか？しかも大和進駐軍に配備されていると。
ええ、影明様、これは確実な情報です。最終運用評価試験まで終えた ST-109 の部隊がここには待機していましたよ。それもこれもキャノン中佐の手腕と申し上げたら尻尾をお巻きになる。
負けるものなら巻きたいとは。
Yeah, we're kind of only have one choice. According to Captain Otori, the colonel was behind the prince's downfall, and by extension, my father's. Obviously, he's not a man whom I can hope to outplay. My only chance is that he does not seem to consider me a threat at present. Pathetic, but it will do.
来世は尻尾のある動物に生まれましょう。
可愛がって差し上げましてよ。飛行艦は爆発の影響を受けないギリギリのところまで近づいて反転。その直前、カタパルトから爆走した ST-109 が出撃。俊足に物を言わせて立ちどころに不堕落城上空へ到達。
So how does it, employ stealth here? Is it just entirely, the lines of the, design that it's so fucking, it's built in a way that, radar just kind of slides off? Or do you have like stealth, like paint that absorbs radar? Or, how does it work? Or is it just fucking, magic musha mumbo jumbo that makes it invisible?
フォージドボムを投下。そのまま速度を維持して危険空域から離脱。爆弾は地面に落ちるまでは待たない。空中の適切な位置で爆発。不堕落城は外周部分だけ残して消滅。
I mean, I guess.
もちろん軍入時殿下の大将領戦に式典のために集まっていた将兵も完全応殺。六原は事実上滅亡。大和は主権国家の具体的根拠である軍事力を喪失して大英連邦の従属国になり下がります。
阻止するには。
Yep, there we go.
まず影明様のお考えをどうぞ。
I had a feeling.
今直ちに行動を起こし、問題の爆弾を奪取。解体もしくは。
Sounds a little more complicated than just, cutting the red wire and the thing's now done.
非現実的です。炭造ライダーの保管場所は見当がついていますが、警備が厳しく、こちらの戦力で突破できるとは考えられません。
運搬手段、ビッカースを破壊。
飛行艦なら他にもありましたよ。全部叩き壊して回ります？
六原へ作戦を密告。
やって損はないかもしれませんが、向こうが話を鵜呑みにして必要な防御措置を取るという保証は全くありませんよ。
キャノン中佐の暗殺。いや、拘束。
Plan's still going to be set in motion.
無意味です。
Yeah.
作戦立案は中佐の独創であっても、実行は誰にだってできますもの。
Can't stop this ball from rolling.
他にはいかが？
すでに大尉殿の腹はお決まりの様子。
はい、実はちょっと意地悪でしたかしら。
I mean, it's kind of hilly there, If you drop it behind a hill and have it detonate there, it'll like block most of the shockwave.
水際阻止。
秘密作戦の性質上、動員兵力はごく小規模にとどめざるを得ない。小型の
Yeah,
飛
you
行
can kill
艦
them
が
easy.
1隻、それに登場する兵員が数十人、これで全てのはずです。作用を含めても総勢3人の私たちが勝利するには、この小部隊が空で孤立無援になる作戦行動中を狙うしかありません。
道理。
私と作用はあらかじめ飛行艦に潜り込んでおくことにしましょう。影明様は鎌倉へ航行する船を途上で襲い突入してくださいませ。剣は使えるように取り計らっておきます。
So what's the plan after this? Cause it seems like, you know, they'll pretty easily be able to connect 1, 2 to 3 into how you know, how he got his Tsurugi, how he knew where to go, how he knew what the plan was.
なるほど。内と外から攻撃し、か乱する。
ええ、そうして爆弾を奪って解体するか、相模湾へ陶器というあたりで。うかつに陶器もできないほどどちくしょうな代物だった場合には、2人で絶海の無人島にでも行って、そこで爆発させてしまいましょうか。若い命はあえなく散り、けれど2人の愛は永遠に。
了解です。
はい。
It's like, oh yeah, sure. If you want to, if this is how I die, that's fine.
あなたがそれを望まれるなら、自分に依存はありません。態度。
It's like, man, you're really taking the fun out of it.
いえ。まあ、そこまでせずとも済むでしょう。幕府を一発で掃討できるような機会は限られます。宣言式典が終わるまで爆弾を確保していられれば、
Okay, so just, you
ひとま
know,
ず危機は去るかと。
play hot potato with it until, you know, everything's done. 0749.
あれ、
そうだ。見つけた。
Okay, it is a Zeppelin. 3 minutes after escaping Yokohama, we spot an enormous balloon in the sky. This is about as fast as we could have hoped to find it. The ship has been forced to veer south with the wind, so it might have taken longer if we'd been limited to searching along her planned course. Fortunately, Miss Nagakura anticipated this and snuck a transmitter on board. Its signal led us straight to the target. Now to make the most of the time we've saved. An airship is most vulnerable when approached from above, where the balloon blocks line of sight. I was thinking balloon blocks, like that's some fucking structural term. Like, oh yeah, it's a balloon, but they're like, it's made out of blocks of balloons. I'm like, no, that's fucking dumb. Anyway. Well, it's shown up on the radar by now, but without visual confirmation, they won't know if we're friend, foe, or a large flock of birds.
でっかい。
軍用飛行船としては小さなものだ。
I mean, yeah, it looks real impressive, but it's mainly just like all that little shit on the undercarriage. The Vickers Mark IV measures 140 meters from bow to stern, a mere quarter of that of the Graf Zeppelin, which circumnavigated the globe. Of course, compared to a Musha, it might as well be a castle.
どうしてこんな城みたいなものが空に浮くのよ。
原理は単純だ。空気より軽い気体があの袋に詰まっている。
何なのかしら。城は飛ぶし、城を一発で吹き飛ばす家具はあるっていうし。
It's kind of a shame that Zeppelins were like a dead end, you know, technological, like, direction for like aviation. Because they're, I mean, because look at it, they're so fucking cool, but they're fucking more of a headache than they're worth.
時代の差が身に染みて、なんか切なくて嫌なんだけど。
老け込むのは後にしろ。上から回り込み、操縦室を直撃する。操舵士の身柄を押さえ、進路を変えさせることができれば、時間稼ぎになるはずだ。
That will buy us more time to find the bomb.
了解。
一応確認するが、周辺に敵機はないな。
なし。この空域にいるのは私たちと 下の空飛ぶ船だけよ。
I suppose they make more sense though for like flying aircraft carriers, you know, for Tsurugi than they do for actual like airplanes. Because, you know, Tsurugi, they can just, you know, VTOL, hover in place. Makes taking off and landing way easier. And retrieval. Compared to, you know, how real worlds, fucking like biplane, fucking Zeppelin aircraft carriers work, where they need to like match speed, then like hook on to a cable or like a fucking bar, like they're a circus performer grabbing onto like the trapeze, and then like get pulled in and, you know, hop off onto like a dock and fucking walk in. Logistics of it was just too much for the technology at the time. They don't even wait for the echo of Muramasa's assurance to fade.
そんな、ちょっと、本当に老けてボケたの私。
They sneaky.
いや
You just had no way of detecting him. But I might be. Captain Otori told me. Full wings, she said. How could I forget? Did I think that this plan would use only one? Did I think that this airship wouldn't have a screen of invisible watchdogs?
あれはいつぞやのラッパの同類だ。
ラッパあのガッサン主催員
Yeah, there we go. Similar concept.
信号反射を最小限に抑える鋼鉄構造を持つ。加えて飛行艦の影に潜むようにして寄港していたのだろう。
That would shield them from sight as well. Only thermal sensors might have detected their presence, but I did not think to activate that function. If I had, it might have given us time to plot a different approach. Now it's too late.
どうするの
From the way they fly, I can easily judge their capabilities and the capabilities of their machines. Both are first rate, as I'd expect. Colonel Cannon handpicked these pilots for this mission, and the ST-9 is the absolute cutting edge of Western Dragoon technology. These are demons with wings, and I cannot hope to fend them off while pursuing my mission.
船内に突入する。
どこから
その辺からだ。
There's no time to go looking for the bridge. Captain Otori is counting on me for distraction. I have to get inside and away from these stealth dragoons as quickly as possible.
あとは臨機応変。
それ行き当たりばったりって意味
Nope.
皇帝。
0750. I thirst. I hunger. For battle. For primacy. With the world at my feet, I will mount heaven's throne.
しっかり
Yeah, I was about to say Hagen Seigo. Might. Truth. The way of the sword.
しからば
I am.
ただ一個の部幽遠なる天へ挑む一匹のアリ名を羽を
Okay, thanks for blowing my ears out.
シシクは一体何をしているのです。
さてそれがしにも分かり申さぬ。質問の使者を送っても梨のつぶて我らが出向かねば拉致が開かぬやも。
勝手に軍を動かしてまさか謀反を。
それにしても妙でござろう。不穏の挙動を露骨にさら
Yeah,
し
yeah,
な
yeah.
が
Do your little
さて
fucking power
何を置いて
plays.
も制すべき我らに矛先の伸びる
It's
気配
like
は
totally
依然
don't
なし
pull up the guide for this route because I know that there's a big fucking airship puzzle where you have to navigate through, and honestly I don't feel like fumbling around and failing it and having to restart and load for an hour straight and having to do the editing, so I'm just gonna pull it up and cheat.
この不手際は合点がゆかぬ。以前大鳥家において獅子殿が成し遂げた謀反は電光石火、誠に鮮やかな始末であったと聞き及んでござるぞ。
ならあのたわけ者どういうつもりで。
さて
まったくバカはちゃちゃまるだけで十分だってのに。そういえばあいつも何やってんのよ。
She seems to be having issues.
今日はお姿を見ませんな、ライチョ殿は。
You know, the big psychedelic vortex screaming in her ear it seems to be preoccupying her.
見ておりません。こんなややこしい状況の時にどこで油を売ってるんだか。誰か。ほっ、四郎の国氏殿下の安否を確かめに行かせた連中はまだ戻らないの。もう随分経つじゃない。今だ。お前も行ってきなさい。はあ、もうどいつもこいつも。
古傷が傷んできよったな。
同心様、
ライチョ殿、我らの手元に残っている兵に戦闘配置を命ずるべきと。
Gut feeling, you should be sending off all the fucking alarm bells in your head at the moment.
でも別に敵が攻め入ってきているわけでは。
攻められてからでは遅う
Yeah,
ござる。
read the mood.
遅う。直ちに武者どもを空へ上げ防空陣を張らせるべし。命令は不審な航空機あらばこれを退去せしむこと。退去の勧告に従わずばこれを撃墜すべきこと。たとえそれが幕軍であろうと進駐軍であろうと。
それはあまりな暴挙。
暴挙でござる。暴挙には暴挙をもってしか抗えぬ。戸を蹴破って押し込んできた強盗に説法をくれてやってなんとなろうや。白人の一戦にて切り伏せてからムクロに念仏を聞かせてやるべきでござろうよ。そやつが本当に強盗であったならそれでよし。無実であったとしても構いはせぬ。強盗であったことにしてしまえばよい。法理を取るは常に力ある者ゆえ。勝てばどうとでもなりましょう。
Once you know, you're the only one left standing, you can say whatever you want in order to justify your actions.
同心様、もうここは戦場と。そう。
何者が仕掛けたいかなる戦なのかはまだ分かり申さんが。
承知いたしました。ならばマロも今
And
よ
he
り
just kind of
戦と
fucking
心得ま
locked
し
in
ょう。
right there.
侍大将を呼び集めます。
お急ぎくだされ。
はっ。申し上げます。
何事。
It's
どうしたの。早く報告
yeah,
な
use
さ
your
い。
big boy words.
銀星号がこの大城に突如。
That's unfortunate.
なんですって。
I guess when it rains, it pours, huh? Can we just use the nuke to kill Ginsego and just kind of be done with it? 0752. Originally, one does not board an... ordinarily, one does not board an airship by smashing through the outer bulkhead in flight. To try is an excellent way to get oneself killed. By some miracle, however, we have accomplished it intact. I cannot linger here. At any moment, my two pursuers will return, perhaps even through the hole I made. They certainly have the skill. The last thing I need is to find myself trapped between them and the men on the ship. I quickly assess the space in which I find myself. It appears to be a storeroom. I see cleaning supplies, drums of kerosene, but no signs of a bomb. The disarray is likely due to the depressurization caused by my forceful entrance. I mean, can't be flying that high. There are two exits, one towards the bow and one to port, the left side of the ship. And I know my port from my starboard, you don't have to fucking tell me that. My goal, I remind myself, is to evade capture while searching for the bomb. Which door should I take? Just drop a save here. And like I said, I am wholeheartedly, unashamedly just fucking cheating for this one. Port. Oh yeah, because it's got a time limit. 07:52:10 seconds. Footsteps echo down the narrow corridor. mine. These belong to the men of this ship, likely racing to locate the intruder. Near the stern of the ship, the corridor extends ahead towards the bridge. There's a door behind me and a door to both sides. The one on my right, starboard, leads back to the storeroom I entered the ship from. What now? No time to waste. Forward! If anything, if they're gonna have a big bomb in the ship, it's gonna be towards the center in order to keep the, their center of gravity balanced. Not gonna put a giant fucking, 2-ton hunk of metal in the ass end and just end up falling out of the sky. 075220. I'm at the halfway point of a long, narrow corridor. While no GHQ personnel are in sight, I can sense them close by and in significant number. Best be about it. From here, I can head towards the bridge, aft towards the stern, or the door to starboard. I guess we go aft again? Okay. Da-da-da. Yep. I guess we're avoiding, the patrol on that one. Forward. Da-da-da. Forward again. I'm at the bowmost end of the central corridor. It stretches towards the stern, empty. Well ahead, a large door bars my passage. There is also a door to the starboard. What now? Starboard it is. The room is small, but nicely appointed. This must be an officer's cabin. And yet, it feels empty of life, like a model room. Cold and colorless. Perhaps its occupant is not part of this mission. My eye is drawn to the desk, the bed, and the landscape painting that adorns one metal wall. It sways slightly with the motion of the ship. Was it not secured correctly? One bad shake could see it on the floor. There is nothing else of interest, and certainly nothing that resembles a bomb. I should go elsewhere. I guess we go aft again. I guess we're just checking all the doors, but doing it in a weird way. Whatever. There must be a method to the madness. Yeah. Then we go port. Check this room. Ooh, nice. Bottle of booze. I enter a room filled with tables and chairs. The mess hall, or perhaps a meeting room. The man in the corner immediately draws my attention. He's wearing a dressed-down GHQ uniform. An enemy soldier. The one thing this ship has in spades. I've readied myself for hostile action. Is it a mannequin? The man neither draws his pistol nor calls for help. If he knows that I'm here, he does not know that I'm a threat. Clearly, he's quite drunk.
Excuse me?
My hesitant approach draws no coherent response. He takes a long drink from his bottle of cheap whiskey, then babbles in English at a speed too fast for my limited ability to decipher. All I can make out are some curses, and demand that I bring him something. What? In any case, there's nothing I can do at the moment. It's curious that a man so impaired was allowed aboard for this secret mission. But for now, I'm just thankful that there wasn't an altercation. Looking around, I spot a door leading off towards the bow. The only other exit is the one I came through. To the bow. I enter a well-appointed kitchen. Airships are valued for the time they can remain in the air, and are often assigned to long-term operations that see them weeks away from a port. As on a naval ship, that demands a fully stocked mess. I look up at the ceiling, suddenly on alert. Was it my imagination? I could have sworn I heard something and felt a presence just now. But I suppose there's no reason a GHQ soldier would hide in the ceiling. Perhaps the ship has rats. The kitchen is where they would be. In any case, I shouldn't stand around wondering. My next course of action is... leave. Where to now? Forward. This appears to be a storage room for the kitchen. I see boxes of fruit, shelves of cooking wine, racks of dishes and silverware, and of course, no bomb. Did I take something with me? Aerosol gas can. I pick up a small aerosol can full of gas. It is well past the expiration date. Hopefully it doesn't leak enough to knock me unconscious while I'm searching the ship. There's only one exit. I return to the kitchen. Yeah, ceiling creaking. Let's turn on the stove and probably blow up this fucking thing. Wait, aren't I carrying a leaky gas can? I throw the hissing can towards the ceiling just in the nick of time. The explosion does not touch me. It does, however, open a hole through which something falls to the deck with a thud. Two things, actually, each bearing a strong resemblance to one of my lady companions, albeit slightly charred. Ah.
影明様
Hello, dear.
ごきげんよう
いや、なんとも熱烈な歓迎でございますな、港様。この際を、あなた様のことを少々甘く見ていたのやもしれませぬ。
何故に。
昨日の内側に潜んで待っていたところに影焼様の襲撃とおぼしき轟音が聞こえたので私たちも動き始めたのですが、
潜入に使用した経路が施錠されてしまっておりましてな。どうにか船体の天井裏までは降りて、さてこれからいかにと
You
悩
know,
んでい
all of
ま
a
したと
sudden
こ
there
ろ。
was an explosion and we fell fucking 10 feet to the
突
floor.
然足元で爆発が起きて、
ほう。
ありがたいことに天井板に大穴が開き、嬉しいことに3メートルも落下して床に激突しつつ脱出を果たせ、感動的なことにそこには港様と火のついたコンロと
Hey,
異
man.
様なガス臭が。
It's like we're playing an old PC, you know, text adventure game. Sometimes you just gotta try shit out to see what happens.
人生最大級のスーパーハッピータイムよね。まるで仏滅とワルプルギスが一緒に来たみたい。
What?
そうですか。
本当に？
The captain brushes some cinders from her hair.
よきかなよきかな。
Her servant brushes some embers from her jacket. I, meanwhile, consider a course of action. The bloodlust curdling the air makes moving difficult, but we should probably leave as quickly as possible. There's no telling when someone might come to check on that explosion. In any case, now that we're all together, the authority pair will be able to add their unique skills to the search. Perhaps some new discoveries will come of it. Assuming, that is, I make it through the next few seconds without a bullet to the head. Where to now? Aft. Oh yeah, you can speak English. Talk to this man for us. The drunken man is still there. Though as before, I'm unable to make heads or tails of his, caterwauling. My companions, however...
は
態度。
あ、それがこの方は飛行艦の本来のキャプテンなのだそうです。
Oh, fucking, you get your, ship, you know, forcibly, taken away from your command for this mission? What? And why isn't he on the bridge instead of drinking himself into a stupor?
キャノン中佐が
Mhm.
作戦のために船だけを接収しようとしたのに抵抗して強引に乗艦したものの結局作戦には加えてもらえず仕方なくここで管を巻いているようです。
ほ
キャノン中佐も酷な真似をなさる。飛行艦の艦長が船を愛すること、海の同業者にも劣りますまいに。
ほんとね。
Well, you know, operational security reasons.
中佐にしてみれば
Yeah.
機密保持
Yeah,
の
there we
た
go.
めの当然の措置なのでしょうが、しかしすると彼が何やら要求しているのは
He wants more booze.
お酒です。こんな水臭いエロもどきで売るか温度の陣をどえとのお言葉。
そう申されましてもね。
Dude, I can't drink gin. I might be able to now. I have a bottle of fucking Bombay Sapphire in my fridge for mixing drinks. But like shooting straight gin, that's what fucking put me in the hospital. You know, it's a story I tell all the time about how I was in the dorms party, super fucked up, drank a ton of gin and Gatorade, and then proceeded to be violently ill for a day and a half. Nothing. Well, it's theoretically possible that this man has sufficient ill will towards the Colonel to help us. It will not be much use in his present state. We should move on. Return to the corridor. Footsteps echo. Forward. Do. Starboard. Now let's go into that little fucking fake room. Yeah. As I move towards the door, Miss Nagakurta preempts me.
お待ちを。
I don't know, unless that was on the port side, right?
何か
中に誰かおりまする。武装した兵士ですな。何かを探している様子。
隠れている人間が
まあさようかと。
どうしましょうね。
わざわざ衝突することもありません。
Okay.
ここは後に回し別の
とも参りませぬようで。
It's not. We have to go in there.
自重殿
Is there a patrol coming?
来ますぞ。
Oh. Coming? The soldier's about to leave the room? Then there's no time to hide. We should take the initiative. Get inside and neutralize him before we can raise the alarm. A shared glance tells us that we've all reached the same conclusion. All that remains is to decide who will execute it. The door is not wide enough for more than one of us to enter at a time. Who will it be? Me. We're the hero. Hit him a little too hard? That was far too much force. Instead of merely delivering a concussion, I sent the man flying into the far wall. It was a mistake for me, Amusha, to assume this role in the first place. I hurriedly check his condition. Luckily, he does not seem seriously injured. It will take him some time to regain consciousness, but I need to be concerned about leaving him here without care.
容赦なし。でもそこに痺れる憧れる。
さすがは港様。獅子はウサギを狩るにも全力の心得でございますな。
Yeah, that was so hot how you fucking gave that man a traumatic brain injury. The praise sounds completely sincere. Whether or not it truly is, better this than some half-hearted attempt to absolve me. Together, we quickly search the room. Then, finding nothing of note, we return to the ship's main corridor. Yeah, we're in the corridor. Forward. Arch. Little Three Musketeers on our adventure. Starboard.
キャノン中佐どうだった？後部ブロックの倉庫です。敵機はそこから壁を破り船内に侵入した模様。
やっぱ侵入されてたか。どこのどなた様だい？あと一歩ってところで。
Don't know, it's just some big crimson, Musha.
やはり六原のものでは。
一機だけでか。
Well, you know, that's a good assumption
絶
going
対
off
に
the
ありえない
design.
話じゃないが。それより 可能性があるとすればあっちかね。
中佐、ご指示を。後部ブロックに増援を回しますか。
いや、今は投下準備を急げ。艦内兵力はその防衛に集中。侵入者の制圧はそっちの方がついてからでいい。
All right, keeping your eye on the prize.
了解。
An officer's quarters. Empty, with nothing of interest. We should move. I can see some booze on the shelf.
あら、影明様、あれを。
A painting. It depicts a rather bland landscape. Lies upon the deck. The room is otherwise perfectly tidy, so it must have fallen. From there, I suspect.
隠し棚ですかな。
そのようです。
A small shelf has been set into the bulkhead, just large enough for the painting to hide. I step closer to see what's inside. Liquor. The label on the bottle is English and depicts one of the yeoman warders, the queen's personal bodyguard.
イングリッシュジーンですね。
まあまあ悪くない品でございます。されど港様、お飲みになるなら何かで割られた方がよろしいですぞ。
Yeah, I'm a big fan of cocktails. Like, sure, I can shoot fucking liquor straight, but honestly, I just prefer it mixed. You know, a little more complex flavor profile. More enjoyable. Though I suppose it can't hurt to take the bottle. Yeah, let's go see the captain. Aft. Port. What's up, King? The airship's captain is here, whining into a mug of ale. Supposedly, he wants gin. As it so happens, we have the bottle of gin from the captain's quarters. It does us no good, so I decide to give it to the captain. I set the bottle in front of him. On spying the label, he bolts upright, looses a whoop of joy, then unscrews the cap and pours its contents down his throat. In seconds, the gin is gone. A thunk echoes through the room as the captain's head hits the table. Afterwards, there's only the sound of snoring as he sinks into blissful slumber.
一日一膳？
そんなところで
Alright, now
ご
let's
ざいま
rummage
し
through
ょう
his
か。
pockets and find
しかし
a
我
set of
々
keys or
こ
something.
の状況でえらい余裕ですな。
Apparently not. Either way, the captain has his drunken repose. We, on the other hand, have nothing. We should move on. We just did that for fun? Okay. Or are we just going back in to check on him? Sure. Make sure he hasn't fucking choked on his own puke. The airship's captain is here, deep in peaceful slumber. I suppose he might be grateful to us for helping him there, but he is currently in no state to show it. We should move on. I guess this guide is just to get every single little fucking dialogue option there is. Aft. Yeah, let's go to the very ass end of the ship, see what's in there. This is the observation deck at the aftmost end of the ship. Its windows, though not as large as they might be on a passenger ship, afford a beautiful view of the landscape below. Unfortunately, there's nothing else to draw my attention. As we go to leave, the captain stops. Frowning, she stares at a spot on the floor.
いかがなさいましたか？
Instead of answering, she walks to the spot and kneels down. I move to the other side while Miss Nagakura guards the door.
影明様、これを。
Was it like an access hatch? I follow her pointing finger. Looks like an indentation in the floor. She reaches out and runs her fingernail over it.
これは？
鍵穴。
Oh, so it appears. It was hidden beneath a small piece of metal.
しかし、何のために？
扉かと。
扉？
ご覧くださいまし。床のこの辺りも50センチ四方。ぴったりと合わさってはいますが、よく見てみると筋がありません？
She's right.
では、
この下には何かがあって、そしてそれはこんな方法で隠さなくてはならないもの。
What?
という
No.
ことになりますね。
Little hidden areas on an airship where you can put stuff so you don't have to pay import taxes when you return to your home country? What are you talking about? We would never hide high quality German beer in inconspicuous places so that way when we return to the States and have customs aboard the jet, we don't have to pay tax on it. No. We wouldn't dare.
切り破って。うわ、危険が大きすぎますか。
そうですね。万一のことを考えますと、急がば回れの戒めに従って、
Okay.
ひとまず鍵を探してみましょう。
了解です。
Where will we find the key? Footsteps echo. Hey, Cap. Gently, I search his pockets. Oh, it's... For some reason, it's grayed out like we've read it before, even though it isn't. Airship's captain's here, deep in slumber, grateful to us. Or is he? This is his ship, and that means... Gently, I search his pockets.
影焼様、もしかしてと思ってはいましたけれど、本当にそっち系のご趣味でしたの？
Why would he go through his pocket if we're trying to cop a feel?
ハードコアでございますな。しかしお嬢様、どうやらそれはついでのことで、主の目的は別に終わりのようです。
It's not like this guy's gonna be able to get hard anyway. He's fucking boozed out of his gourd.
あ、なるほど。
Finally, they seem to understand. Or do they? I feel like there might still be an egregious misjudgment of character in the process. Best not to think of it. After a moment,
ありました。
I hold up a tiny key, just the right size to open the door on the observation deck. I cannot be sure that it's the right key, but it's certainly worth a try.
グッジョン。
お手柄でございますな、港様。ご褒美にそのまま続けてどうぞ。
No, we're done with this.
何をですか。
We should move on. Yeah. Go aft. Observation deck. Wait, there is one thing. The hidden door. And now we have the captain's key. I take the key out and, with a silent prayer, insert it into the lock. If this doesn't work, we're out of luck. There's no time to search for another key. It worked! The panel comes off easily, revealing a set of steps leading down.
態度。
ええ。
We're out of options. There's no time to hesitate. I go first, muffling my footsteps. Captain Otori follows, her servant as close as her shadow. Together, we descend.
時だ。来たれ。我が神よ。
ございましたな。
これが。
ええ。
So what's it look like?
横浜基地の中で一度
Really?
遠目に見ました。
What, they just had the fucking
おそら
bombs
く
sitting
間
out?
違いはないかと。
I mean, I suppose it wouldn't espouse too much suspicion because, you know, it's a military installation. You're gonna have a bomb there. No. Fucking loading, unloading. I've seen tons of bombs. But, you know, it might garner a couple of questions from, like, people who are familiar with ammunition. Be like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. It rises a few centimeters above my head and looks vaguely like the bell of a temple. Mass of steel, cold and silent. Yet I know its true nature, so I cannot help but fear it, as if it were a statue of some demonic god. This is the forged bomb. At the sound of racing footsteps, I whirl to face the door. a squad of armed soldiers, led by a dragoon. We are at a disadvantage here. There's nowhere to run, and my companions do not have the benefit of armor. If the enemy spreads out and puts us under fire, they may not make it out alive. But of course, the captain sees this too. Before any man can aim his gun, she aims hers at the forged bomb. The soldiers freeze, confusion on their faces.
そうそう。そのまま動かずにいてくださいな。
I mean, that's not gonna do anything, but, you know, if I wasn't sure about how a fucking nuclear bomb worked and someone pointed a gun at it, I'd be freaked the fuck out.
何の真似だ招かれざる大和人。
これが何か、キャノン中佐から聞いていらっしゃらないの？
Yeah, he told us not to drop it.
あら。
Well, you know, until we have to.
でもそうか。
Don't kick it.
警備隊にこんな機密まで教えておく必要はありませんものね。けれど、危険物だってことくらいはご存知でしょ？
それは聞いている。
危険も危険。これは今から不堕落城に落としてみんな根こそぎ消し飛ばしてしまう予定の新型爆弾です。
なんだと？
だから動かないでくださいまし。どなたかが一歩で
How
も
did
動いたら
Fat Man work?
ズキュンと
Was
言
it
って
one of the nuclear bombs where it, like, fires a rod into, like, a kind of a cylinder with a hollowed out part where, you know, the rod's supposed to go in? And that causes the reaction? Or is it one where there's an outside explosion which fucking applies force down on, like, the sphere and that causes fucking, fission? I'm actually not sure. I'm gonna Google that after I open a different tab. Mechanics of the Fat Man bomb. Okay, it is one where it's a sphere, where there's the outside explosive which applies pressure down on the, you know, several, what is it? It has uranium, hollowed plutonium sphere, conventional explosives, polonium, beryllium, initiator. Okay, yeah. So, there's that surrounded by explosives, that goes off, puts a ton of pressure and heat on the inside parts. It causes fucking nuclear reaction, boom.
我々全員空の地理でございます。インデンブルク号以来の大惨事として歴史には記されましょうな。
There won't be bits left. You'll be fucking atomized.
でたらめを。
真っ赤な嘘と断定できる根拠は終わり？
Like, you'll just... my hands are a little sweaty so I can't snap, but you'll just be, like, evaporated.
これは純然たる忠告として申し上げますが、キャノン中佐にお伺いを立てられてはいかがでしょう。
その必要はない。それが本当に貴様らの言う通りの爆弾だとしても、銃弾の一発程度で起爆するようには見えんぞ。
I mean, he is right.
あら、ほんと。そういうわけですから、影焼様。
は。
いざとなったらこの爆弾、叩き切ってくださいませ。
That still shouldn't do anything, you know, unless the explosives go off.
御意。
何？
親切なお人ですな。大丈夫だと思ったならすぐ行動してしまえばよろしいもの。先ほどの忠告の返礼でございますかな。英国紳士の名に恥じぬ見事な振る舞いと申せましょうぞ。
It would appear that when building the roster for this mission, the colonel selected for loyalty, not guile. A wise choice, I'm sure, but in this instance, one that works in our favor. I have no doubt that the captain couldn't string this man along for another 100 years. But that is no reason to celebrate. Our position remains precarious, with death but a footstep away. Only we'd found the bomb a little sooner, as we have no hope of disabling it or destroying it. We're trapped, and the captain knows it. I can tell from subtle cues of body language that she is not nearly as confident as she seems.
影焼様。
はい。
このまま時間を稼ぎましょう。そうですね。 10分ばかり。それから爆弾の安全な返還と引き換えに私たちの解放を要求するということでいかが？
Yeah, we just need to, stall them out past their window of
10分で
opportunity.
よろしいのですか？
それだけあれば船はどうしたって不堕落上空を行き過ぎてしまいますもの。
しかし飛行艦はホバリングが可能です。
That'll garner too much suspicion.
行き過ぎてしまってもまた戻ってくれば済む。
六原もバカではなくてよ、影明様。
Mm-hmm.
不堕落、そんなリスクを無視して作戦を強行できるキャノン中佐とも思えません。
なるほど、道理です。
では10分間。
Yeah, this should be easy.
ええ、10分。この形を引き伸ばせれば私たちの勝ち。これが実は爆弾と見せかけてこの船を守るフィギュアヘッド長身ウパニチャッター様でしたとかいう。
大丈夫ですよ、お嬢様。星占いによると、
Oh, you're a Pisces?
今月の魚座生まれは幸運に恵まれるそうでございますから。
本当？
は。ただし、恋愛運は未来へ。
Yeah, kind of. If this goes the same way as the hero route did, and there's no happy ending there.
彼らが制圧に踏み切った場合はいかがなさいますか？
その時はさっきお願いした通りになさってくださいな。
本当に切れと。
Yeah.
運があれば爆発もせず、爆弾が機能を失うだけで済みます。
Yeah, depending on the kind of explosive it is. Oh, I was gonna say blunt force trauma from a sword wouldn't be enough to set it off, but I suppose you can't really call a sword blunt force, considering it's a blade, but you know what I mean. You can't smack it, you can't set it off just by smacking it, depending on, the composition. Some need to be set off by a smaller explosive.
運つたなく爆発
Like a
さ
little
せてしまって
blasting
も
cap.
この際構いませんでしょう。正規の手順による爆発ではあり
It's
ま
like
せんから。
C4. You can set C4 on fire. You can fucking do anything to it. Only goes off when,
ここは航空。
subjected to another little, smaller explosive force, to get the ball rolling.
おそらく地上に被害は及びません。
So, Kamakura and Rokuhara will be safe. But everyone here, everyone on the ship, will most certainly die.
つまらないことを考えてらっしゃる？
船のどこかにパラシュートの備えくらいはあると思われます。タイ殿、この場は自分にお任せいただき。
Even if she does, if this thing goes off, there's no getting away from that.
そんなものを探している暇があると思われますの？
しかし。
しかしはなし。
されとタイ殿、こたびの試みはそもそも自分の進言が原因です。
ヤマトの
How
将来
nice of
のあ
those
り
two
方に
gentlemen
つ
over
い
there
て
to just give us
思
the
う
time
ところ
to
を
have
聞か
this
せてくださったの
conversation.
は影明様。それを聞いてこうすることを決めたのは私。影明様が言われるような筋なんてございません。
しかし。
しかしは禁止。
それでよろしいのですか？
良い悪いの話ではありませんね。
Mm-hmm.
私は大鳥。
It is my duty.
この国のためにすべきことをする。それは私の義務なの。血が命ずる定めです。
If this is a matter of honor, so be it. To press the issue further would be an insult.
影明様こそ私に付き合わなくてはならない義
We
務
kind of need you to
お逃げになっても
be
結
our
構ですよ。
executioner, so.
冗談は糸目だけにしていただきたい。失礼。
Yeah, just open your eyes. Who are you, fucking Brock?
自分の神明はすでにあなたの小中へお預けしております。大尉がこの空に散られるのならば、自分も従うまでのこと。
You guys need to go to like couples counseling.
影明様には影明様の使命が終わりでしょうに。銀星号のことをお忘れになったの？
全く忘れておりません。ですので大尉、この場は是が非でも無事に切り抜けていただきたい。大尉殿が生き延びてくだされば、自分もあれの追跡を続けられます。
Sure, if you say so.
まあ、そういうこと
It's like, yeah, she's part of the fucking Kinseigo, neutralization force or whatever your little group's called. but I don't think she's gonna be able to do anything about it on her own.
ええ、そうね。
という次第で内緒話タイムは終了いたしました。こっそり背後に回ろうとなさるのはおやめになった方がよろしいですよ。
Yeah, what? You just fucking trying to tiptoe around them?
そうか。あと3秒あればどうにかなったんだが。
中佐
Or were you crawling along the ceiling? He appears abruptly, dropping from the ceiling. How long has he been there? Why did no one notice? Even his own men are speechless. Of all of us, only Miss Nagakura is unshaken.
ご苦労さん。あとは俺が引き受ける。
はっ。
さて、大鳥隊員に長倉軍属、そして港影明か。
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
どうやってここへなんて聞くだけバカらしいな。どうしてなんてなおさらか。
あら、決めつけはよろしくありませんことよ、キャノン中さん。人生は意外性の連続ですもの。
The captain's banter has a purpose. She's stalling, trying to run out the clock. But while it worked with the honest soldier, I doubt the colonel will be so accommodating.
まあそうだな。じゃあ意外性に期待してみるか。お三方、ご来船の目的は？
Oh, you know, just really wanted to see Kamakura from the sky. You know, and this seemed like the best opportunity we would get.
朝の
You know, but a nice leisurely view,
たま
not
には
having
空
to
でとい
deal
う
with
のも
piloting
一
a
興かと思い
Tsurugi.
立ちまして。
It's different, you know?
それは健康的なことだ。しかし、大して面白くもなかったろ。
これから面白くする予定ではありませんの、中さん。
どういうことかな？
花火大会をなさるんでしょ、風の噂で耳にしましてよ。
風の噂か。ジョージ、天国から見てるか？お前さんが江ノ島でくたばっちまって以来、うちの課の情報管理はこんなざまだよ。
The colonel turns his eyes upwards.
花火ね。確かにでかいやつを一つ撃ち落とす予定だが。
He continues, once more addressing us.
見たいなら事前に申し込んでほしかったな。せっかくの客だ。こっちだって最高の席を用意して差し
Would
上
you
げたい
provide
が
the sunglasses?
急に来られちゃそうもいかない。客人に
This
礼を書く
firework
のは
display
紳
can
士
be a
の恥って
little
もんだ。
intense.
比例はこちら、どうかお気になさらず。それに私どもは現物に参ったわけではありませんし。
おお、他に何か目的が？
The colonel responds with perfect surprise. But I do not need to be a mind reader to see that this goes no deeper than the muscles of his face.
実は花火に水をかけてしまおうかなと思いまして。
Cut the fuse, put him in a bucket of
こ
water.
のように。
She indicates me with a wave of her hand. Seeing that I stand posed to strike, the colonel lets out a cry of dismay.
おいおい、勘弁してくれ。
そうしたいんだと申し上げたら。
なんてこった。君は理解者だと信じていたんだがな。
そうですね。少なくとも完全な反対はしておりませんでした。けれど考えが変わってしまいましたの。
Yeah, you know, it's the manner about how we're going about it.
どんな風にだい？
ジョンブル、go home。
エクスクリュージョニズムなんて流行らないぞ。
来るだけなら歓迎もできますけれどね。土足で踏み込んだ挙句に表札まで書き換えるつもりのお客さんには笑顔を向けるのも限度がございましてよ。
しかしそれはあなた一人の決意ではないな、レディ。誰かにそそのかされたんだろう。
Actually, no.
そこの彼かな？君の笑顔を俺から奪った憎いやつは。
ご明察。でもそそのかしたなんて人聞きの悪い。私と影明様は真実の愛で結ばれておりますのよ。
騙される女はいつも同じことを言う。
そうですね。
確かに。
Glad we're all in agreement.
貴婦人、君の要望はできうる限り聞き入れよう。俺は強量な男ではないつもりだ。
I know, we can even put you, give you a high-ranking position in the Reconstruction government.
未練でしてよ、
Now, when we're
中さん。
putting things back together.
女の気持ちは移ろいはしても過去に戻りはしないものなのです。 それが殿方との違い。
なんてことだ。許しがたい男だな、港景行。決闘を申し込むしかなさそうだ。
You'll have to duel us?
さて、白手袋はどこへやったか。
Throw the gauntlet? Maybe the Colonel's theatrics with silence. There's nothing to say. Words are meaningless. Even the authority pair has ceased to participate in this farce. The same question is on everyone's mind. Why?
引っ張れるのはここまでか。
And guys are a bunch of fucking wet noodles.
だが十分だろう。君らにここから脱出するだけの力があったとしても、今からではどうにもならない。
The Colonel shrugs. Why did he let us buy time? He must have known that we were hoping to stall until the bomb could no longer be dropped. He should have used any means to secure it, not engage us in ridiculous banter. Is there a second one? You know, the first rule of building any bomb is to build two. There's only one explanation. Time was on his side all along.
さよ。
魚沢運勢上り調子とあったのですが、あ、そういえば八木沢運気絶滅でございました。まさか。
自分です。
Womp womp. Understanding has come too late. The window of action has passed, and there will be no second chances.
君らはいいところに目をつけた。だが、ほんの少し。たどり着くのが遅かったな。
The Colonel's smile is not one of pride or triumph. It seems that the praise, at least, is sincere.
それはザ・ガジェットの保管機だ。もう空っぽの。中身はすでに船を出た。君たちは間に合わなかったんだ。
I mean, yeah, judging by the schematics that I've just looked at, it's really, you know, the inside, the big fucking plutonium, beryllium core. That's what really matters. It should just be like a sphere that someone's carrying. If we even get to see it.
Mido, いかがした？空より来たる力のたまり。
Yeah, the power of the sun. Yeah, like you just said, you're an ant challenging the sun. Are you truly above the power of the... What is it with atoms? Is that the strong or the weak force? Well, that's the Genseigo problem dealt with. Hey man, it's a big bomb. You're probably fine. Shockwave's just gonna rattle your bones a bit.
ウォルフ教授、危険です。そんな爆発してしまった。
Yeah.
神よ、神よ。あなたは遠い。なんなんだろう。なんだってんだよあれは。
Big old ball of fire.
南無阿弥陀仏、南無阿弥陀仏。城がねえ。
Yep, gone.
うだらく
Reduced
城
to
が
atoms.
ねえぞ。閣下、大鳥中将。これはいかなる。これはいかなる。
長倉の沖縄が矢庭に連絡をよこしてきた時はまさかと思ったが、やってくれだな。この大和の大地に白豚めら。
シシク、説明をせよ。
We just saved her life. Or he
国
did.
内殿下、
そなたは世をさらい城より連れ出した。そしてこの市議、あれもそなたの仕業なのか。不堕落を幕府を滅ぼさんとしてか。
まことそのような疑念をお持ちならば、殿下、今この場にて
Yeah, maybe like, you know, give him a minute to explain what the fuck's going on.
ならばこれは
進駐軍どもの仕掛けしことにございま
Those
す。
foreign dogs.
だと。
フォージドボムと申す新型兵器のよし。奴らはこれにて六原を一掃し、この国を奪わんと企てたのでありましょう。
I mean, certainly impressive.
でも
No.
もはや
しかし、奴らは潜んじました。
Because you still live.
何。
我ら六原の主、足利城を国氏殿下は
Because
こ
I
こにお
saved
発し
you.
ます。殿下の将、四宿はこれにあります。六原100万騎が再生営、方向州並びに馬屋州も付き従っております。さらに我が騎下、笹川軍が健在でございます。殿下、この四宿、必ずや御身をいた
So,
だき、剣道頂来いたしますり。
where'd Chachamaru go in all this?
故にどうか、一時の恥辱を耐え忍び、我が元に御身を預けられませ。
Yeah, things are a little getting a bit complicated for you. Might as well, you know, hand off the
そ
reins.
なたの両国へ落
Yes.
ちよと申すのだな。
は、今は合図へ。
Full Metal Demon Muramasa. All right. Well, with that nice, clean little chapter break there, that is where we are going to end it here for today. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. See you guys all next time for the next episode of Full Metal Demon, where Full Metal Demon Muramasa, if I can remember the full title, where we'll all experience the fallout of the events that just transpired there. Hey, catch you guys all later. Bye.